loves, it's Amber and welcome back to my channel. Or if you're new here, hi, hello, welcome. Today we are back in cast, which I feel like is basically all we ever do here on the channel. But what can I say? I am a creative simmer at heart. I love making sims. It's my favorite part of gameplay. But anyways, when I was in cast this day, I was creating a sim to explore the new Lost Legacies reward event with, as well as probably the sim that I'm going to use to explore the pack. But this was after the update, so I was playing with no mods, so I decided to commit to making a vanilla sim, which I very rarely do. And then throughout the process of creating this sim, I thought, why not make a base game sim? So this is actually a base game sim. So we have a fully vanilla base game sim. You'll have to tell me what you think. I wanted to see how easy it was to create an attractive sim using just the base game in 2026, because we have a ton of packs, and honestly throughout the years I think the packs have definitely improved. Looking back at the stuff we got with base game, it was pretty grim. So I wanted to see over the years with all the different updates and the additions of new hairs if it's made it easier. I did really want to use this hair from the new fairies pack because I thought it would be perfect for a sim that wanted to be a royal. So even when I was kind of thinking of doing a base game sim, I wanted to use that hair, but I did decide not to. I also wanted to take advantage of all the things that we have in game, so things that I don't always use. So here I'm trying to use like the skin details, the body skin details that come with the game, as well as like medical devices and the facial skin details that come with the game, because a lot of times I use all of my CC, so I kind of forget about everything we have in the game. Like for example, I did not realize we had these body freckles that I ended up putting on this sim. I think they're really cute, but I honestly have no idea when we got them. I don't know if they came with the initial update to be able to do the full body skin details or what, but I thought they were really cute. And then I could find the matching ones for her face, so I went ahead and gave her those as well. Here I am trying to find clothes, and I kind of remembered that not too long ago we got this update that had these kind of like nice dresses, and so I decided I wanted to do that. I wanted to give her a little bit more of like a dressy look, because again, in my mind, this is a sim who wants to create her own royal dynasty. I don't think that she comes from a royal dynasty. Honestly, I think she has a little bit of a shisty backstory. I'm considering making parents for her that are actually pirates. So in my headcanon, she is the child of pirates, and she's kind of trying to get away from that lineage and kind of move her family into something a little bit more stable, a little bit more royal, if you will. So I think she wants to kind of change her family's path. Her family's been pirates for a long time, and she wants to change that. So she's going for kind of the aesthetic of someone who's, faking it till you make it. So she's got this like nice dress, she has her nails done, like her hair is very put together. That was kind of the idea that I was going for her. And then I kind of remembered that we got the coach update. So I wanted to give her a second outfit because I wanted to use some of that stuff. I haven't actually used it in game yet. I thought the jeans were cute, but they didn't really fit with the vibe that I was kind of going for this sim. So I decided to give her this skirt, which I think is really cute. And then we did go for the Coach sneakers. Like, I know that there's kind of like maybe some mixed feelings about doing a skirt with sneakers, but I think it's cute. It's not as formal, but I still think it works well for her. And then we're going to pull some gold jewelry for this one. I will say one of my struggles when I was making this base game sim is of course makeup. I I don't know. I think this MAC eyeshadow works well, but it doesn't work well for all skin tones. And because this sim has a little bit of a darker skin tone, I feel like it can be a little bit harder to get some of the in-game makeup to actually work and complement those skin tones. To be fair, the same thing can be said for a lot of CC makeup. I think even a lot of CC creators definitely don't consider all skin tones when they're creating their makeup. So I think that's kind of one of the biggest struggles when it comes to making Sims, especially for me because I primarily make darker skinned Sims. It's hard to find something that I think matches them well. And I still don't know how I feel about this eyeshadow. I'm going to give her a makeover using content from the new pack. So I'm thinking that we will probably end up changing her makeup. I just kind of wanted to start off with the base game sim just because I thought it would be easy, but I probably will end up using the Essentials Glam makeup kit to kind of adjust her makeup a little bit just to fit a little bit better with kind of what I envisioned for her. Now we're kind of moving on into her formal wear, and I had to use the other dress that came with the update because I thought it was perfect. Like, this screams royalty and it's just so cute. I went with like a white just because I thought it looked very like fresh. Again, we're kind of going for like a little bit of a fresh, innocent girly pop, even though we've probably done some things in our life. We're definitely not a fresh, innocent girly, but I love the idea that that's kind of what we want to portray and kind of the vibe we want to give the people, especially when we end up moving to the kingdom of Ondarian. I think that we want to kind of present ourselves differently than we always have. So she's just kind of changing up who she is in her life story just a little bit. But hey, everyone gets to change their story sometimes, right? So Audrey's going to change hers. So for sleepwear, we don't have a ton of options when it comes to base game. So I always kind of go with this little jumpsuit. And then I wanted her to wear shoes because I think she's going to be doing a rags to royalty, so she's going to be outside. So I wanted her to have shoes since she's got to hang out outside. Honestly, when I was picking out clothing, I used a lot of things that have come from like recent updates. I feel like the stuff from the original base game is definitely not it anymore. So when it comes to creating Sims, at this point, I feel like everyone's just using new things. But I mean, I'm glad that we've gotten all the updates that we have to the base game and then it's made it a little bit more usable. Also, I am using the brand new nails that came with the most recent patch. I think they're very cute. And I think they kind of fit the vibe that we're going for. And so we have another cute little dress. And I think, like, the more I look at it, every time I look at her makeup, I'm like, no, I don't like it. I don't like it. I think I had actually changed it by the time I recorded the Lost Legacies Let's Play because it's just not working. I don't know. I definitely think I'll have to change it before I play with her for the Let's Play. But still, you'll have to let me know what you think and kind of like, what's your go-to makeup if you are going to use in-game makeup? Because even with the packs, we didn't really get anything better. So you have to let me know kind of what your go-to is. Swimwear was easy enough. I gave her something simple because there's really not much. And I'd already kind of decided we were going to wear this skirt that we have for our everyday for our hot weather. So I'm just kind of trying to find a top that I think goes with it. And I ended up pulling this one that I'm pretty sure initially came with like pets or something. And then they ended up making that top base game. Definitely an interesting choice, but something that they did. And then I realized we didn't have our toes done. And again, because of what our girl's trying to put out into the world, she needed to get her toes done. So here I am, and then I'm kind of just assigning her jewelry to a bunch of different outfits. I love that we have that feature now because I hate having to go back and try to find the same piece over and over again. And I really kind of struggle to even be able to do that. So I'm so glad that that update was added, but kind of just putting the finishing touches on our girl. And then I end up naming her Audrey Dynasty. I think I'm going to change her name to Audra. I don't know why, but I just like the idea of Audra a little bit better than Audrey. I think just because it feels a little bit more unique. And then Dynasty is obviously not her real last name. It is just something that she picked because our girl wants to start a dynasty, and who are we to argue with her? But yeah, I definitely think this is the sort of sim who's kind of creating their own backstory. And I don't necessarily think she's a good sim. I won't say she's a bad sim either, but she's definitely just a sim who has goals and is willing to do whatever she might have to do to accomplish those goals. She's definitely not limited by conventional morality, I don't think. So we will see kind of what that looks like as she makes her journey from nothing to queen and what kind of things she's willing to do to get there. But I hope you've enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think. Do you think we were able to create a cute base game sim? in 2026. She is up on the gallery under my ID of Simbersanders if you want to download her. Thank you so very much for watching the video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed. I appreciate each and every one of you who take the time to watch my videos, and I will see you all next time. Bye.